This episode of Mystery Tapes is sponsored by Simply Safe. Stay tuned till the end of the video to learn more. Hello and welcome back to Mystery Tapes, the show that's completely dedicated to unlocking the secrets of countless strange and unlabeled VHS tapes from around the globe. I'm your host, Ian MacMystery, and I'm happy to be back for more episodes after a bit of an unannounced break. Today we're looking at the final tape from this box of VHSs. Overall, this case of tapes was a bit of a bust. It was mainly movie bootlegs. This is the last remaining tape that might have something interesting on it, but honestly, it could just be a movie bootleg too. It came from the same box as all the others. To start, the cover is a stunner. I'm really excited to add it to my growing collection of blank tape art. I'm particularly a fan of this artsy yellow square here, as well as the premium triangle. Something I noticed about the tape itself is that it's shockingly unlabeled and unbranded. You can't even find a mention of RCA on here. I guess that means that I can't guarantee that this tape matches this sleeve. It's just how I found it, you know?
All bets are off.
You want a game? You got it.
Battle on, Xena. Coming up next.
Battle on, Xena. It's awesome. Right off the bat, we're treated to a preview of an episode of Xena Warrior Princess, a fantasy adventure show that ran in first-run syndication from 1995 to 2001. This is a show that I've heard about. I know that it's an important piece of pop culture history, but I've never actually seen an episode.
We got a plan, remember?
The series is a spin-off of Hercules: The Legendary Journeys. Xena was a small character in that show, originally intended to die in just her third appearance, but she turned out to be so popular that she was given a series of her own that would quickly eclipse the original in popularity.
The Xena Trilogy.
You're lucky she's in your life.
Coming soon on video cassette.
In previous episodes of Mystery Tapes, I've skipped past the recorded TV shows, but the promo for this episode really hooked me. It seems to feature a casino and some gambling, which are both things that I enjoy, so I decided to settle in and experience my first ever episode of Xena Warrior Princess. The episode opens with a sweeping shot of the casino, and right away, I'm impressed at the visuals. This casino set is rad. It's got a roulette, it's got a wheel of fortune, it's got some sweaty man ass, all the things you look for in a quality casino.
You know, you're really good. How about we really test your skill? Maybe double your money?
The setup for this episode is that this guy here, Joxer, wins big at the casino, but is then swindled of his winnings as well as his sword.
Thanks, friend. Thank you, sucker.
But just when you think he can't get any cooler, he gets beaten up by this leathery, studded man. Look at how many studs and straps are on this costume. He's even got a studded butt piece there. It's great.
Where's Pop's money?
From there, Xena and her traveling companion Gabrielle work to get revenge for their horribly injured friend. There's also a side story with these two guys, the con men who took Joxer's money, where they have a change of heart and they agree to help out with the revenge plan, and one of them bets the other that they can get a kiss from Xena.
30 dinars says you can't so much as get her to kiss you.
Wow, 30 whole dinners? I don't really care. I don't really care about these guys. I like when this one gets stabbed. Honestly, the story of this episode ended up being way less interesting than I'd hoped. Not near as much gambling as I was expecting. Also, I'm just not really a fan of this medieval fantasy genre. It's just not a setting that I typically enjoy. It always looks the same to me. I mean, does that not just look exactly like Game of Thrones to you?
I think I speak for everyone when I say...
But even with all that said, this show is amazing. The amount of detail in the sets and costumes are a huge factor. Even though I don't love the setting, it's cool seeing this much effort put into the world of this adventure comedy. I mean, they could have just stuck the characters in a field and called it a day, you know? There's also plenty of action, and we can't forget Xena's signature battle cry. I didn't realize how comic booky this show would be. Much like an annoying Brutal Foods video, everything has a sound effect. There are so many whips and whooshes that it makes even the smallest scene seem exciting. Even though I barely knew the show going in, I ended up cheering for Xena by the end. Though I must admit that about halfway through, I started pretending that she was Zooey Deschanel who had traveled back in time to begin a reign of 500 days of kicking ass. I still really liked it though.
Oh, even this pretty little trinket.
Just put that down. Look, that belonged to an empress.
Look at this guy, he's holding it by the blade. What are you doing, dude? The episode ends about how you'd expect. Xena gets her revenge on the casino owner with one last big gamble.
Read 'em and weep.
And the con artist gets that kiss, though he still loses the bet.
I kissed her.
Xena Warrior Princess is pretty awesome. Even though I didn't know much about it going in and I was already not a big fan of the show's theme, I was invested from beginning to end. I'm glad I took the time to finally watch an episode, so now I know what it's all about. And if you're still not convinced about the show's quality, let me show you my favorite clip of this episode, completely unedited.
You're a betting man. Care to wager on how long it'll take me to miss?
We took it off an easy mark this morning.
That's the best thing I've seen all day, maybe all month. This VHS tape ended up being a 4-hour collection of Xena Warrior Princess episodes recorded from live TV, commercials and all. And before I talk about the commercials on this tape, I want to talk about one more Xena episode that I almost watched because it really surprised me. This is Season 3, Episode 12, The Bittersweet. It is a musical episode with a fully fleshed out soundtrack and everything, and what I was able to hear of it was completely amazing.
Burning hate is an art. Even people who are smart can be caught, can be crushed, can be creamed. Hate has swallowed you whole. Did you think you're in control? Hate you thought, hate you spoke, hate you dreamed.
I was definitely not expecting a musical episode.
If we can turn again to love, if we can heal these open wounds, we'll leave this hatred far behind, so not a trace of hate remains.
The problem, though, is that this tape only includes a section of the episode, so I wasn't able to watch the full thing. But from what I saw of it, it looked impressive.
To stand together through the storm.
Okay, now let's talk about the commercials, those sweet vintage 90s commercials. According to some promos that ran during the Xena breaks, this tape was recorded in Richmond, Virginia, sometime during 1998, so I'm excited to see if I recognize any of these ad campaigns. I didn't live in Richmond, Virginia, but I was alive in 1998.
America Online is the internet.
Email.
Instant messages.
AOL now offers more benefits than ever before.
If I can do it, anyone can.
I love when people say that in commercials. I'm literally the stupidest person on the planet, and even I can figure it out.
So easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
No, it's #1 because you won't stop mailing out your AOL sample discs. It's 2020 and I'm still getting these things in the mail. This commercial's pretty great. It really makes me miss when the internet looked like this and felt new and exciting instead of ominous and terrifying.
New CompuServe 4.0. Better, faster, easier. For those serious about internet online, get new CompuServe 4.0. Call now.
Yeah, just another great glimpse of the internet of the past. I love how hard they're having to convince people about how easy it is to get online when nowadays we just expect the internet to be everywhere and constantly working.
If I can do it, anyone can.
Cause I'm dumb as hell.
Along with commercials advertising the net, I noticed a lot of commercials starring John Lithgow for a collect calling service.
Right here? Just dial 10-10-321, then the number as usual. This is easy. Why didn't I try this sooner?
This apparently wasn't out of the ordinary. 10-10-321 ran commercials featuring Hulk Hogan, Tony Danza, Alf, John Stamos.
Hey, I'm John Stamos, and I do these 10-10-987 commercials, and, you know, I realize what do I need it for? I mean, it's cheap, 3 cents a minute, 39 cents to connect, but, you know, I have money.
John Lithgow's commercials suck. They're really boring, but 1-800-COLLECT, a competing service, was running one of my favorite commercials, featuring a beefcake on the beach.
Something wrong, Flex? I need to make a call, but I left my change on the blanket. I see, and your precious little tootsies can't bear the walk back, can they?
No. He sounds kind of like a cat.
No. 1-800-COLLECT's a lifesaver. How can I ever thank you? Tell your friends. 1-800-COLLECT. It's fast, it's easy, it's safe.
Pretty good. I thought that one was funny.
Boycott Spyro. Boycott Spyro. Sure, he looks like an innocent dragon, but he breathes fire.
Spyro is a great game, but I don't like this ad at all.
And he headbutts. Just look what he did to me. What? Barbecue. Ow! What'd you do that for?
PlayStation.
I mean, I don't like to say this about people really, but that guy is super ugly and I hope he's dead. Something I'm also noticing are a lot of junk food ads. They're all over the place. Bunch of Crunch.
It's just more fun to munch.
Twizzlers. Reese's.
Penetrate the defenses, secure the discs, then destroy the evidence.
There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
I actually remember this ad campaign. I'm pretty sure there were more of these how a blank would eat a Reese's ads. I vaguely recall an Australian man throwing one like a boomerang. Or maybe that was a Kangaroo Jack commercial.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth.
Oh, cookies!
Actually, I'm selling power tools. Ratchets, screwdrivers, wrenches.
Where have all the cookies gone?
We got Hershey's Cookies and Cream, we got Snickers, and on top of all of these candy commercials, there are a ton of chewing gum commercials, which I find a little odd.
Gotta have sweet, gotta have juicy fruit.
You got your juicy fruits and your double mint gums.
Double your sentiment, your merriment, double your moments of fun. Double your delight with the right man. For refreshment, it's the
And Big Red has like this whole epic anthem featuring a singing horse.
That big red freshness that's right through it. Your fresh breath goes on and on while you chew it. So roll on a little longer, make it last a little longer. Give your breath everlasting freshness with Big Red.
Super catchy. Just a lot of food. I'm gonna say that most of these commercials involve things that you can put in your mouth.
My grandma churned real sweet butter. It was so fresh and creamy, I could hardly wait for a taste.
McDonald's is advertising hamburgers for 29 cents, which sounds ridiculous. And here's a Kung Fu movie themed Chef Boyardee commercial.
Young beefy boy, your training will be complete if you can grab this can from my hand.
You're too slow. Down below.
For some reason, I remember Young Beefy Boy. I don't know why that's in my memory. Ben Stein is in the middle of his classic Clear Eyes partnership.
It removes redness and has an ingredient to moisturize. Wow. The difference is clear. Clear Eyes.
Domino's is advertising a fancy heated pizza bag. And Wendy's is selling fresh stuffed pitas, which I'm oddly curious about.
Wendy's fresh stuffed pitas feel good.
Did anyone else hate these stupid vitamins? My parents would get so pissed at me because I was always spitting them out or finding creative ways not to eat them on account of how disgusting they were.
10 million strong and growing.
Eat Sammo. He can turn anything into a lethal weapon.
Unfortunately, on this tape, there was a lack of cool-looking local commercials, but I saved what I found for the very end here. First, an animated Food Lion ad, which isn't really a local commercial, but it is a smaller food store chain, and it is a really cool commercial.
Food Lion is where Dwight will head. Shopping at night is a breeze for him because that's when the crowds are the most thin.
The art style kind of reminds me of The Far Side. I feel like there's probably a different comic that's a little bit closer in style that I'm forgetting. Maybe you guys can help me out with that one. As for the actual local commercials, I only found one, and it's not thrilling.
If you need to buy an auto part, you can go to a new parts store. But if you do, you better take this along. But you know what you can do? Bring this to Chesterfield Auto Parts. They only want one of these to let you in. And just a few more for the part. You keep the rest.
You know what you can do?
Yeah, okay. The 4-hour tape finally draws to a close on this really cool-looking college sports update graphic. So, another mystery tape solved. Not the most fascinating that I've come across, but I'm happy to have watched a full episode of Xena Warrior Princess. It definitely tells me that going forward, I should give the TV shows a shot when I come across them on tapes like this, instead of just skipping them. You just never know what you're gonna find. But before we go, I actually have one more advertisement to play for you, and it's actually one of my own. So take it away, announcer Ian. This episode of Mystery Tapes is sponsored by Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe is incredibly effective, reliable home security that will make sure your home is safe 24/7. Not only is Simply Safe, but it's convenient to order using the World Wide Web. It's delivered right to your door, and it's so easy to set up that you can do it yourself in under an hour. And if you're anything like me and actually enjoy household projects, it's actually kind of fun to set up too. You just stick sensors wherever you need them. Stick them on doors, stick them on windows. I stuck them on doors. They've also got motion sensors that guard an entire room, along with things like window shatter detectors, temperature sensors, HD cameras. There's even a smart lock that you can activate with a keypad or a key fob, and it's basically like I'm living in a spy movie at this point. Thanks to Simply Safe, I'm Spy Kids now. The system will sound an alarm and call the police if it's alerted to anything suspicious, like if you're away from home and your door sensor goes off, or if it detects a broken window or something of that nature. They've also got a video doorbell, which I use daily, probably multiple times a day. Every once in a while, I'll leave the house, and when I'm out, I tend to stress about if I left the door unlocked. I worry about people getting in, and I worry about my cat getting out. You probably don't think she knows how to use doors, but she does. And with Simply Safe, I'm able to check and see that everything is closed and locked. I can even lock the door remotely if I did forget, or unlock it to let someone in to feed the cat while I'm away. All in all, really satisfied with the system. I'm happy I made the switch. So if you're in the market for a home security system, visit simplysafe.com/brutalmoose to learn more about Simply Safe. And I just want to thank the people over at Simply Safe one more time for sponsoring me. And I'd also like to say Simply Safe just a few more times. Simply Safe, 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 Simply Safe.
Don't forget your tool box.
This week's episode, sorry, wrong number.
Keith, my girlfriend left me for another guy.
Remember, losing is the same as winning, just with fewer points.
Yeah,